I could have said no. I could have said no. God's not going to force me to do that. But I could have said no. Therefore, I wouldn't have answered the call of God. Now, there's a lot of people out there who have a calling from God. Matter of fact, in my class this morning, one of the discussions that we did was in relation to Moses, Gideon, and Joshua. And we had to pick which one we related to the most. And one of the guys had chose Gideon. And he had said that God had called him into ministry, but he was fearful. Like, he didn't answer the call at first because he was fearful due to finances, right? This is a way, and I talked about this before, this is a way that Satan will keep you stagnant in fear. God does not give us the spirit of fear. He gives us the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. But if you let Satan and what he's telling you keep you stagnant, you're not going to be able to step into the purpose and calling that God has for you, and or you'll delay it. You know, like in his case, he did answer it 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? But because of the fear, and that's what Satan does. He wants to keep you in fear. Like, oh, I'm scared of what is to happen if I answer this call from God. Because y'all, 9 times out of 10, what God has you to do, what he wants you to do for his will, is going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to push you to extremes that you never knew that you could do, right? But he gives you that grace and that strength to keep going, you know, but he's not going to force you to choose his will, right, for your life. That's that conditional part. There's a lot of people out there, y'all, who technically are chosen, but they didn't answer the call of God due to fear, due to whatever it is that's holding them back, the bondage and the strongholds that Satan has over them. You know, a lot of people don't step out onto faith, right? That's what, at the end of the day, that's what it is. When God gives you a calling, when he tells you what your purpose is, you have to step out on faith in order to step into the will of God. And the thing is, a lot of people talk about Jeremiah 29:11. I got great plans for you, plans not to harm you, but prosper you. How do you get those great plans that will prosper you and not harm you from God? You give him your yes. You submit to his will for your life. And we see this all throughout the Bible, right? Like, of God's will happening. And it doesn't matter, like, who tried to stop it, who came up against it. It didn't matter. Just like he said, he will either work with you, go around you, go through you, or remove you. Amen. Like, God's will, whatever he wants to happen is